The marketplace of Zixandre buzzed with the usual cacophony of interstellar commerce. Merchants from a dozen worlds hawked their wares beneath the crimson twin suns, while translators chirped mechanical interpretations of alien dialects. Captain Sarah Chen moved through the crowd with practiced ease, her weathered hands checking her supply list one final time. She paused when she heard the crack of energy whips. In the shadowed alley between two vendor stalls, a cluster of Vorthak traders surrounded a creature that made Sarah's breath catch. The dragon was magnificent, despite its obvious suffering, scales the color of deep space, shot through with veins of silver that pulsed weakly with each labored breath. Its massive head hung low, secured by neural dampeners that sparked blue every few seconds. "Worthless clutch, mother," snarled the lead Vorthak, his chitinous exoskeleton clicking as he gestured dismissively. "Third brood of females. The council demands male warriors, not these useless breeding stock." The dragon's eyes, ancient amber gems that had seen centuries pass, found Sarah's. There was no plea in that gaze, no begging. Just a weary dignity that struck her like a plasma bolt to the chest. Sarah had seen enough cruelty in her 43 years of star hopping. The Galactic Trade Federation allowed many practices that made her stomach turn, all in the name of cultural diversity and non-interference. But there were lines even hardened spacers wouldn't cross. This was one of them. "Hey," she called out, stepping into the alley. The Vorthak turned, their compound eyes glittering with annoyance. "What's the asking price?" The lead trader's mandibles clicked in what passed for laughter among his species. "Human. This beast is destined for the rendering plants. Her genetics are corrupted. She can only produce female offspring. Useless for our warrior caste." "I didn't ask for a lecture on your breeding program," Sarah said, her voice carrying the flat authority that came from years of commanding starship crews. "I asked for a price." The Vorthak exchanged glances, their antennae twitching in rapid communication. Finally, their leader named a sum that would have bought a small atmospheric craft. Sarah didn't blink. Done. 20 minutes later, she was walking through the marketplace with a dragon in tow, the neural dampeners deactivated and control collar removed. The massive creature moved with surprising grace despite her obvious weakness, drawing stares and whispers from other traders. "My ship's just over here," Sarah said conversationally, as if escorting dragons was part of her daily routine. "Fair warning, the artificial gravity takes some getting used to, and my cargo bay isn't exactly designed for your proportions." The dragon spoke for the first time, her voice like distant thunder. "Why?" It was a simple question that demanded a complex answer. Sarah considered her words as they walked, her boots clicking against the station's metal decking. "Back on Earth, we have a saying. The quality of a civilization can be measured by how it treats its most vulnerable members. You were vulnerable. They were treating you poorly. Simple math." "You know nothing of my kind," the dragon rumbled. "I am Kaitha, matriarch of the void winds, guardian of the 17 nests. I have lived for 8 centuries and seen the rise and fall of star empires. I am not vulnerable." Sarah glanced up at the magnificent creature beside her. Even diminished by captivity and abuse, Kaitha radiated a power that made the hair on the back of Sarah's neck stand up. "Everyone's vulnerable sometimes," she said simply. "Even legends." They reached the docking bay where Sarah's ship, the Persistence, waited like a faithful hound. The dragon studied the vessel with interest, her great head tilting as she examined its lines. "A converted military transport," Kaitha observed. "Modified for long-range exploration. You are not merely a trader, Sarah Chen." "Nope, though I do a little trading on the side to keep the fuel tanks full." Sarah palmed the airlock control. "I'm more of a problem solver, and right now, you're a problem that needs solving." The dragon's laugh was like controlled thunder. "And what solution do you propose, little human?" Sarah stepped into the airlock and turned back to meet those ancient eyes. "First, we get you somewhere safe to recover. Then we figure out how to turn your genetic corruption into an advantage. Because I've got a feeling that a galaxy where female dragons are considered worthless is about to learn a very hard lesson about underestimating half the population." Kaitha followed her into the ship, her massive form somehow fitting through passages that seemed impossibly small. "You speak as if you have experience with such matters." "Lady, I come from a species that spent most of its history thinking women couldn't fight, couldn't lead, couldn't explore the stars." Sarah's grin was sharp as a fusion blade. "We've got some experience proving people wrong about gender limitations." As the Persistence lifted off from Zixandre Station, carrying its unusual cargo toward the vast expanse of space, neither Sarah nor Kaitha could have predicted the revolution they were about to unleash. The dragon's daughters, deemed worthless by their own kind, would soon find sanctuary among humans who understood that strength came in many forms. And the galaxy would learn that sometimes the most dangerous thing you can do is discard what you don't understand. In the depths of space, Sarah Chen charted a course for the Outer Rim, while beside her in the cargo bay, an ancient dragon began to plan the liberation of her kind. The age of the matriarchs was about to begin, and it would start with two words that had just changed everything. "You come with me."